So, I guess what I'm saying with regard to this conversion chart is sex of one, half dozen of the other. This is different from what you're used to, I'm aware, because the A range ranges from 80 to 100. I put that there so that you don't freak out when you get 78% and say, oh no, I've got a C. You don't have a C, you've got a B plus, right? So that's there so you don't freak out. Your letter grade is your letter grade. I compile a grade out of 100 for the course, which is conveniently what all of the different sections total to. And I transfer that to a letter grade, and then I transfer the letter grade into a 4-point grade, which is all the Office of the Registrar sees, right? So anyhow, please review that so you don't freak out with regard to this course. And just a couple of quick notes about the readings right at the tail end of this video I want to make. Like I say, it's been sectioned off into pairs. We've got Plato, Aristotle, which are ancients. We've got Kant and Mill, who are moderns. And then we've got Nietzsche and Sartre, who are arguably at least proto-postmoderns. So basically we've got three different tacks in Western philosophy, three different eras in Western philosophy that we're surveying from. This is a theoretical approach. What you're going to find is that with regard to the human condition or human nature, each of these epochs, right, are going to make different assumptions which are going to color how ethics gets done, right? So first off, with the ancients, the Socrates and the Aristotle, we're going to see a rather optimistic conception of human nature, right? Both Socrates and Aristotle are going to assume that we're basically good creatures, right? Kant and Mill are both going to assume that we are more or less rational, free creatures who, with our faculty of reason, can make these free choices. And what we're going to get from both Kant and Mill is a little bit more procedural and systematic approach to ethics. From the last two figures, we're going to, as Monty Python says, now for something completely different, right? We're going to get a completely different tact on ethics. I include Nietzsche because he's going to call question to the very project of ethical theory, right, and suggest a completely different way of looking at ethics. One of the videos that I've posted, well, will be posting for this course, calls Nietzsche a master of suspicion, right? So he's going to call question to the presuppositions that have been dominant in ethical theory for well over 2,000 years, right? And we'll be taking a look at his rather late book, Beyond Good and Evil, right? As the title suggests, it's going to bring us beyond the presuppositions that are involved in judgments of good and the rather fiery judgment of evil. And then finally, in Sartre's Existentialism and Human Emotions, Sartre's going to make some fairly simple assumptions about the human condition, right? First off, he's going to lay out our basic ethical situation. We're free, right? Well, what does that mean? It means that we're responsible for everything that happens to us and everything that we do, right? So Sartre's position is going to teeter on sort of an existential phenomenology. Don't worry about those terms, I'll unpack them as the semester goes on, of our basic situation as beings who have to make choices, right? So we start with the ancients, who are ice cream and puppy dogs with regard to human nature. We move to the moderns, who are a little bit more skeptical about our moral desires, right, and want to, in a strong sense, rationally require us, right, to do X rather than Y, and we end off with sort of a suspicious, tentative approach in postmodernity, right, to ethics. So it should be an interesting semester all in all. I like this course. It's sort of a well-rounded course, I think, in ethics. And if you want to go on and study more, this should, just in terms of the arguments that we'll be taking a look at and the stance that we'll be developing with regard to these arguments, this course should introduce you well to philosophy generally, ethics particularly, and give you sort of a survey of the development of particular ethical ideas as they've developed through history. So, I look forward to this semester, and please let me know if you have any questions whatsoever, and welcome.